Hello everyone, Corey Donahue here. I'm here again for this new craze, for this thing that some people are thinking are mad, some people are thinking is good, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Now, originally, I wasn't going to do it. I've been nominated 6 times, and part of me was, I know that the money that you're actually putting into a lot of these charities and a lot of these funds is not going where it's supposed to go. Now, I understand people have overhead costs and people need to get paid and all of that stuff, but something just didn't sit right with me in terms of only 27% of all the money that you're donating going to actual research. And I know they have a mission where they have a wider purpose in terms of education and the public sector and stuff like that, but it just doesn't sit right with me. But for those who have done it, not a problem. Now, the challenge was given to me by Joe Drabwell Stroud, my brother, well, 2 of them really, Jonathan and Damien, Matthew Joseph, Jonathan Gittins, you're the one who started this, Neil Fowlkes at the London FA, and Gary Hoptroff. Now, I'm going to kind of set a challenge for others, but in a slightly different way after I've doused. Now, for me, I will be giving money to other charities as well. I've already donated to ALS. To be fair, if I knew that only 27% of it was going there, I wouldn't have done it, but I've already done it. And I've given some to cancer research as well, because 2 of those challenges were for cancer research, and that's quite dear to my heart as well. So I've given to those. But I'm going to set another challenge afterwards. But one of the things, and again, I'm not going to go into the details because there's loads of people who have already mentioned it on Twitter, and a lot of people are not doing it, and I understand your reason. And then I know that with regards to, I've got the figures here, according to stats, 3.4 million people die from water-related diseases. Just under 800 million people don't have access to clean water. But then you'll get some people saying, well, how does pouring a bucket of water over your head help those people with no water in the world? And then some other ignorant person says, well, water evaporates. That's just, I understand what you're saying, but you're kind of missing the point. The whole purpose of this is to make people aware. Now, before this Ice Bucket Challenge, no one even knew what ALS was. Lou Gehrig's disease, no one even knew what it was. So in the sense of what it's achieved, I think is a really, really good thing. But there are other ways you can actually give to charities. Yeah, giving money is good, but you can actually do good things. So, and then, of course, one of the strangest, not strange per se, but one of the things that I actually saw in a couple of posts, and I did some of my own research, was back in the day in the 19th centuries, how slave holders used to treat their slaves for punishment. They used to lock them in a cage, like a glass area, and there would be a bucket of water and they would douse them until obviously it would affect their breathing. But putting that up with regards to the ALS challenge is like saying, okay, so when I go to the sauna or the steam room, that I can't go into the area and then douse myself with the bucket because I'm somehow enforcing what the slaves used to do, or the slaveholders used to do. That's just ridiculous. And I read another thing about dousing buckets of water over you was a satanic ritual. Maybe it was, but my whole point is this. In this world where we live now, with all the crap that goes on, with all the wars, with all the disrespect, with all the racism, with all the arrogance, with all the anger, with all the fighting, if this ALS bucket thing, or now Cancer Research and the Macmillan Foundation are doing it, if this helps people to smile for 1 minute, whether it's for their own use in terms of a minute of fame, or whether it is to actually donate. I don't believe everybody's going to donate, but those who do, excellent. But if it helps to increase the awareness of a disease that shouldn't exist, then I think it's a good thing. So just kind of put it into context. We're not saying, oh, it's for this, it's for that, it's for this, but just put it into context. So what I'm going to do, I will do it, of course, and then I will tell you exactly what my challenge is to others afterwards. Now I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm not going to just stand and douse the water over my head and then just allow it to go on the floor. As you can see, I'm at the top of the garden. So any water that kind of escapes will go, and it will help to water the plants and water the grass. But I'm going to do it inside the bucket. So I'll douse myself, and I'll do it 6 times because, like you said, I got nominated 6 times. Why 6? I don't know. But let me just get this over and done with. So I'm going to stand inside the bucket. Oh my days. into the first one. Alright, that's 2. Oh, jeez. This is torturing itself. But as you can see, I'm trying to collect as much water as possible so I don't waste it. And then the water that does go out, obviously, it goes and it starts to water the plants behind me and the grass. What's that, number 3? All right, number 4. Okay. All right, number 5. Okay, oh, and it was Dee's request. She wanted me to do one with no top on. So I'll do that for Dee. Okay, so that's the bucket challenge done. But what I'm not going to do is challenge another 3 people to do the same thing, and they'll most probably waste the water. And again, there are better ways where you can help. But I understand it's a good cause and I understand what they're trying to achieve. So this is my challenge. And this challenge, I'm only going to choose 6 people. Really, I should be able to choose 18. 3 for each challenge that I've done. I've seen some of you picking like 10 people and you only done it once. So my challenge goes out to David Anuma, Desmond Watson, Rohan Weerasinger, Manisha Taylor, yes, the TV star, yes, you Manisha, Miranda Leslau, and for me and Miranda, it will be really heart-touching because of the conditions that she's got at the moment, and Husna Nessa. Now, my challenge to you is really, really simple. Have a glass of water, but just take 10 seconds to appreciate the fact that you can now drink this glass of water. Instead of throwing it about, just appreciate that we live in a time, we live in a city, we live in a town where we have clean water to drink. Just give yourself 10 seconds, appreciate it, give appreciation, and then drink it. That's the first part. And then, with sincerity, and then recording it. Just pick 1 person or 2 people and just tell them that you love them. Especially if you haven't told them for a long time or you have never told them. So the reason why I'm saying that is there's too many people in this world who feel alone, who feel lost, who feel unloved, who feel as though they've come to a point in their life where there's nothing else they can do apart from to take their own life. And we've seen many, many cases. There is obviously the famous cases, but there are thousands and thousands of other people who do that, who we never hear about. Why? Because they feel they're alone. And what was it? I think it was a quote I heard, I think it was Robin Williams. It's not the fact that the worst thing is not being alone. The worst thing is being amongst people who make you feel alone. So, my challenge to you 6, again, David, Desmond, Ro, Manisha, Miranda, and Husna. Drink a glass of water, give appreciation, give a smile, call somebody, and just tell them you love them. So this message goes out to 2 of my brothers, my little nephew here as well, Dante, and Damien and Jonathan, and to tell you guys I love you, big time. And I maybe have never told you lot before, a little bit macho and stuff, maybe, who knows, or maybe it's just kind of crossed my mind, but you guys are my life, I really do love you. And obviously my other little nephews, Anthony, you can hear in the background, and little Reese. So, love you guys all, and the 6 challenges, I'm waiting to see the video. Take care, later.